Next up at UFC 293, we have the main event of the evening. We have Israel Adesanya taking on Sean Strickland. And if you remember, this fight came about because Izzy was trying to bully Dricus into this fight. And Dricus is like, I just fought. I've got a couple of random small injuries. This is a title fight. I don't want to do a quick turnaround because this is too important of a fight to do that. So Dricus is not taking this fight. And then we got Sean Strickland stepping in to fight Israel Adesanya. This is not a short notice fight. Sean had a full camp. But it feels like a short notice fight, right? It doesn't feel like Sean Strickland is the #1 contender or the #2 contender. But once you start looking at these middleweight rankings, see who Izzy's beaten, see who Izzy has just recently fought, see who has recently fought, Sean Strickland is actually the only guy other than Dricus that makes any sense. We just watched Roman Dolidze, who might have been the guy, he just lost, to Marvin Vettori, who Izzy beat twice. Robert Whittaker just lost. Like, it's kind of a weird division. So we got Sean Strickland, 27-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5 years.
What about, pardon my interruption here.
Ryan Hall, say some dumb shit. And that's exactly where you were going. Sean Strickland riding a two-fight win streak into this title shot. Israel Adesanya, 24-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off that title win over Alex Pereira. We don't need to spend a ton of time telling you who Israel Adesanya is. He's accomplished everything he could accomplish at middleweight. He did lose his belt to Alex Pereira. He was winning most of that fight, got stopped in the 5th round. They did an immediate rematch, a rubber match. He came back. He lost the 1st round, got the knockout in the 2nd round. That whole thing skeeves me a little bit. The whole
I was playing possum.
The narrative after the fact, and I listen.
Do you know he said that immediately to his coach in the octagon? I don't know if you know that part.
Said what? I was playing possum?
Literally right after the knockout, when the coaches are over the cage, he said, "I was playing possum. I was playing possum."
Do you believe it? I'm not a technical.
It looked like it looked like his legs were fucked. That was like a last ditch effort of like, here we go, like I'm going down swinging, and he fucking landed it.
And good for him. And he beat the boogeyman. Alex Pereira has beaten Israel Adesanya up until that point 3 times in combat sports. Beat him 3 times, 2 by stoppage. And Izzy showed up, got the win, and then Izzy also said, "I'm done. I'm done. We don't need to do this again." The guy's 1-3. We're done. We don't need. No. I'm done. But anyway, the reality is, I'm making fun of that whole situation with Alex Pereira, but Israel Adesanya is a high-level striker who has perfect little tiny movements to avoid your strike and send something back. He does have power. He is incredibly technical. He is very well-timed. And the only time he's looked like a human being was when he was just big boyed by Jan Blachowicz when he went up in weight, and then when Alex Pereira also big boyed him, basically, with power. He's taking on Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland is the opposite of Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya's got tiny little slight movements in and out to avoid getting hit. Sean Strickland just keeps walking forward. He will throw as many punches as he can. He'll absorb a whole bunch at the same time. Nothing fancy. The only time we've really seen him wrestle in the last couple of years was when he fought Uriah Hall. He did work in a bunch of takedowns there. It's almost as if he was afraid to strike. He did the smart thing. He worked in the takedowns, won that fight. That is what he should do here. I don't expect him to do it here. Maybe he'll be wise enough to say, this is a title fight. This will literally change my entire life. I don't care if I'm boring for 25 minutes, but I don't think he will. He didn't do it against Pereira, and that cost him badly. I don't think he'll do it here. So then we have a striking match between the best striker in the division and a decent striker with a lot of volume, but he's not a brawler. He's just volume. If he was a brawler and made it ugly, maybe.
Like Cheppy.
But he's Chepe. Maybe. So anyway, we got technical. Israel Adesanya is going to out-technical Sean Strickland. -650 is a bit surprising. I actually think he should be like -800 or something wider than that. I mean, Sean Strickland has volume, and I don't think that's going to be an issue for somebody as technically sound as Israel Adesanya. That's my rant. What do you think?
The lock of the week for UFC 293 is Izzy Adesanya in this matchup. But I will say there is instances where he could lose his fight. But I'm telling you right now, obviously Izzy's the better fighter. He's a better striker. People are going to mention the wrestling of Sean Strickland. Oh, he's a black belt. He can wrestle. If he would have wrestled Alex, he could have won that fight. I'm not worried about the wrestling of Sean because the way that he stands, there is no way that he can shoot takedowns from that stance without being telegraphed. And Izzy has decent takedown defense already. But he just stands straight up and down when he is striking. And to level change from that position, I just don't see it. So let's take the wrestling out of it. It's going to be a striking match. What I worry about in this fight is as follows. If Izzy comes in and is like, I'm the better fighter, I can outpoint this guy, I'm just going to outpoint him, stay out of danger, worry about the DDP fight, I want a quick turnaround. By the way, hats off to Izzy for being so active, man. This dude literally fights like every 3 months. He is what you want in a champion. The guy is always active. He's already lapping the division twice already, and he's fucking 34 years old. It's crazy how active this guy is. But in staying active, to stay active, you got to stay safe. And if he comes in this fight, and let's say the first round, he does his thing, he's pointing, but Sean is the one moving forward. He's going to be the one moving forward. He might land into more volume. All of a sudden, Sean has won this first round. Now Izzy has to win 3 of the next 4 rounds. And we've seen Sean Strickland before just kind of go balls out with crazy volume, with crazy pace. I don't think he's going to overwhelm Izzy. I don't think he's going to land shots to hurt Izzy. I don't think he's going to wear down Izzy. But the optics of the judges, if they see people moving forward, and the other person backing up and backing up and backing up, these rounds could turn close, man. And if you already gave up the first round, and then all of a sudden, Sean Strickland is who he is in the 4th round, in the 5th round, he's stealing these late rounds just by being the guy that is just moving forward and moving forward. I fully expect Izzy is the better fighter. He should even control those exchanges. I'm not worried about him even losing those exchanges. But there is a world with weird judges, even in front of the Australian fans, they see the guy moving forward to where he's sneaking out rounds. If I'm Izzy, I'm putting this guy away, man. I'm making a statement. Sean is a hittable guy. He can get knocked out. Izzy is good enough to knock this guy out. He shouldn't have to worry about power coming back. If you're Izzy, I want to finish this fight in the first 2 rounds. Let's make a statement against a hittable guy. This shouldn't be a close fight, but this weirdly could turn into a weird fight if Izzy just tries to point for 5 rounds. But Izzy's to play. He's way better. He should be able to dominate. Do you worry about that at all? Sean is just relentless. He's just relentless.
Yeah, he's not a guy you're going to hit twice and be done with. Obviously, that's what Alex Bejeda did.
He literally hit him twice, just with a left hook and then a right hand.
That's what Alex Bejeda did, but that's not common.
It shouldn't be,
I guess, right? Yeah, it should. Outside of Alex Bejeda, I don't know.
But I think Izzy can do that. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't think Izzy can do it the way Alex did. Alex just came in, boom, boom. I think Izzy needs to catch him. I think Izzy will catch Sean over committing to something and blast him. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I think Izzy's is more speed and
he's got to walk into it. Like Sean was just standing there and got knocked out. He's got to have Sean kind of walk into it a little bit. And frankly, Sean may have learned. He's at a good gym. He's around a lot of smart people. He's a lot smarter than he pretends to be. Chris Curtis, his best friend, is a very intelligent, smart, well thought out person. He's like basically his coach. Obviously, I know they have Eric there too, but he walks Sean through a lot of different stuff. He's a smart dude.
No, and Chris Curtis is like a well thought out person. Like he's very purposeful about what he's doing and why he's doing it. So if they're like, listen, I get it, Sean. You have this internet persona. You have this personality. You're starting to get some stardom here in the last couple of years because you just say whatever you want. That's all well and good. But this is a title fight, and you do what you need to do to win. I don't care how boring. You do what you need to do to win.
Yeah, it could be just clinch and hold against the cage and make the rounds close, and let's see what we can get.
Be Holly Holm. That's a good boring point. Ass. Yeah. Hold you against the cage. It's a title fight. He'll never get this. He didn't deserve this chance not to be here. He didn't really earn this chance. He may never get it again. If he wins this belt, it's immediately a rematch with pay-per-view point. It literally changes his entire life and the trajectory of his career, even if he loses it in the rematch. So I think Sean Strickland should go out there, be boring as hell. I just don't think he will. So that's why I think Izzy is absolutely as close to a lock as you're going to get. Sean Strickland has shown us he's not going to do those make those decisions. He's not going to sacrifice who he wants to be, for something that makes sense.
Right. And one thing I will notice that I do like about their camp is talking about Izzy much like Sean was about Aljo. There wasn't a lot of trying to disparage Aljo from the Sean camp. They understood the challenge that was ahead. Right, they weren't taking anything lightly. They understood, hey, this is gonna be fucking tough, and we might not come out on top. And you're seeing the same thing come out from not so much from Sean, obviously, but at least from his camp, from Eric. They're like, listen, this is the best middleweight maybe ever, and definitely the best striker. We do have a challenge ahead of us, but we're gonna try to put together a game plan, and we're gonna go out there and we'll see what happens. So I do kind of like that. Where there's not too much bravado, like, oh, I'm just going to smoke this. Obviously, Sean said stuff like that. But I think at their core, they understand the task at hand, which is good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's surrounded by smart people, and obviously he's not, he's doing what he needs to do for some fame and some laughs and some likes. So I'm on the Izzy side. I just, at the end of the day, there's just too wide of a talent gap. And we're also talking like, it's just so easy to take Izzy down. If Sean Strickland wants to wrestle, he'll get it. It's not that easy. Like, it's not. He's gonna have to he's gonna have to muscle him. I don't think he's gonna do it with technique. He's gonna just have to out physical him. Because that's what I mean. All those. If you listen to all the city kickboxing people, they're like, listen, that's all anyone ever is gonna try to do to us. We're some of the best strikers in the UFC, so that's all they work on. They're not stupid, Yeah. No, I know. And I didn't want to imply, if Sean, I just meant like best effort. His best effort is not to go out here and slug it out. His best effort, his best chance is to try to be the grappler. I don't think it's going to matter. We're both on the Izzy side, but I will say $9,700 for Israel Adesanya and DraftKings Fantasy is a no-go for me. That guy scores no points whatsoever. I don't think he's going to finish Sean Strickland. There's going to be no grappling, no takedowns, no control time. So we're just relying on significant strikes and maybe a finish. He might only score 90 points. Even with a finish, he might only score 90 points. And I'm not spending $9,700 on a fighter to score 90 points. So I just don't see that being worth it for DraftKings.
I think he makes a statement. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting caught up, because somebody made a good point about Discord. It's like, that's recency bias, because how many times have we said, oh, Izzy's gonna, and Izzy's even said it like, oh, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, or and then he just turns into like Marvin Vettori is very similar to Sean Strickland, not a super dangerous guy, just a tough dude that's gonna move forward. Izzy should have finished that guy, didn't finish him. Sean Strickland might be the same way, but I just have this feeling that he's gonna kind of tee off on Sean and make a statement, because DDP, everyone knows DDP's watching and waiting, and he wants to
As a fan, the best thing that could happen here is Israel Adesanya smokes Sean Strickland, and then him versus Dricus gets the full. I'm glad Dricus turned it down, not because he's hurt and all this. We needed more time. Why would you rush that fight? That is the only middleweight
Izzy was
fight
literally
that
too active
for
that fight. He was like, now he's like too active, because even this fight hasn't really been, and they have real beef, Sean and Izzy. And it's kind of slid in here.
And they've had for a while. Yeah, they've had that beef for a while. So best case scenario for us as fans is Izzy smokes Sean Strickland, and then we get a good 6-7 month build-up to Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya. And do it somewhere massive. Don't do it in Vegas. Do it like Cowboy Stadium or like, just a giant
against
huge
Dricus?
Venue, international
Izzy
venue.
wants to do it in South Africa.
Yeah.
He said he wants to do it in South Africa. He said, I'll beat him in front of his home country. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Izzy is badass. When it comes to that type of stuff, I know Izzy gets a lot of shit for being effeminate and all this anime stuff, and he jerks off his dog and this and that. But he's not a bitch, not no pun intended. He's not a bitch. I mean, even if this turns into a brawl, it's not like Sean's going to overwhelm. Izzy will bite down, and he's not going to go out like a bitch. Like you saw that Gaslam fight. I mean, he will go to war if it's time to go to war. So
yep. No, and then I think, the Gaslam fight's a great example. So it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens with this card. I will say there's a lot of people in the comment section, in the live chat right now talking, you're underestimating Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland's going to win this fight. I'm going to get a Bet Openly fight. I'm going to throw the Bet Openly link in the Discord. So I'm going to bet on Israel Adesanya at these odds. Actually, better than these odds. You can take the other side. What Bet Openly does is it allows you to bet other people. Meaning, I'll throw $650 on Izzy to get $100 back if he wins. If you throw money on Sean Strickland on the other side of my bet, you can take it $10 at a time, $100, whatever you want to do. you will take my actual money. My actual money you'll be taking. Not casino money, not my actual real money, because all the people insisting Sean's going to win, there's always one underdog every week that everybody pretends that they're behind, and then this way something happens. Oh, I said I'm a genius. I said that man is Sean Strickland this week. It's not going to happen. Everybody just wants their opportunity to be the genius. I'm not going to give you that opportunity. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to give you the link. Join the Discord. Discord's free. Grab the link in there. Guys, let me give you $50. We push premium a lot, but let me remind you, anybody, premium member or otherwise, we do 280,000 unique views a month on this channel. Any one of you, all of those eyes can go to wewantpicks.com/bets. Whether you love us, hate us, all the things. Use our link on that page to sign up with a sportsbook partner, and we will send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. They're going to pay me, and I'm going to break off a piece of that. I'm going to give it right back to you, because the reality is, if I'm making money, you should make some money. And if you're going to make some money, then I'm going to make some money. So it's all going to work out really, really well for everybody. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. I will send you $50. Guys, use that.
Pager's a favorite now.
What?
Tyson Pager's a favorite now. -115.
It keeps yo-yoing. Yeah, it keeps yo-yoing.
Do you know how to yo-yo? Did you yo-yo as a kid?
I did, but not like
I did
fancy,
I did the professional stuff, like the walk the dog and the fucking all this stuff, and
I was
you could throw it at people.
Psych. I'm a nerd. You can become a premium member at WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member at the top. It's only $10 a month. You are going to get everything you can imagine, including courses. Go to more on the menu, click courses. The very first course we have is a DraftKings beginner's guide. The biggest theme we get every week, asking questions, or like the most consistent question we get week in and week out, are, what is DraftKings fantasy? How do I play that? How do I do that? Well, this guide is going to walk you through that. It's a full course with different individual lessons. You're going to get the line movement tracker. You're going to get detailed data, metrics, and analytics. You're going to get more than just me and Handsome Jake. You're going to get Running Mouth MMA, they're the newest edition. You're going to get Artem. You're going to get the Pick Doctor. Everybody has their own unique style. Artem's breaking down non-UFC stuff. Pick Doctor is an AI engine picking fights. These guys are a ton of fun. There's 3 of them. They all have their own betting style and their own different insight. Do all the things. Use the promo code for who's sent you. WeWantPicks.com, $10 a month. Jakey boy, you got any last words for the people?
Mexican blood fly parlay. Cheppy, blood diamond. Gabriel Miranda, I've sprinkled it. That's all I'll say. I actually didn't sprinkle it. I put almost $200 on that to win $4 grand. So I got there. Let me show the slip real quick, just so everyone, because I have been pumping.
And that's not a premium bet, right? I'm not tracking that bullshit.
That is not a premium bet.
When it inevitably breaks.
This is not a premium suggestion. This is just, let's have some fun. I'll be at Angelo's. If that's going to focus there. 185 to win just under $4 grand. Gabriel, Cheppy, and Blood. And those, you can get better odds now because those odds have gotten a little bit wider. Cheppy's plus 180 now. I had him plus 158. Gabriel thinks wider, and Blood Diamond's a little bit wider too. So
that is wild. Guys, do all the things, and we'll see you the rest of this week with fresh, hot content. That was such a dumb way to end this. So dumb.